you guys about what happened to us here in Mexico. We were actually arrested and extorted, and it was crazy. So before I get into it, first of all, I know that what part we played in it, and I know that we were wrong. So I don't need any comments judging. You know, before you type something, judge your mama, send it to your mama. I don't want to hear it. So one morning we were on our way to watch the sunrise, and we were stopped by the police here. We happened to be walking to the beach, so we were kind of like in a secluded, what we felt was a secluded area. So we were smoking, and a small joint. By the time that the police got over to us, we were basically done with it. I threw it. They came over. They smelled my hands. They found evidence outside, which was so little, guys. It was more filter than there was, but in the actual thing. So, anyways, they stopped us. Told my husband that, well, they smelled it on my fingers. I didn't say anything. Act like I didn't know any Spanish. Well, I wasn't acting. I don't. But I just didn't say anything. I didn't admit to anything. But they told me that they would be arresting me for 36 hours unless we paid 2,000 pesos. So my husband says, you're not taking my wife to jail. We'll pay. So on the way, they make us walk over to the ATM, because remind you, they're on motorcycles. I'm not sure if I told you guys that, but the cops were on motorcycles. And we said we would go get the money. Then when we were thinking about it, I was like, well, why do we have to give them the money? You know, shouldn't we take the money to like a, an office, a ticket booth, tell them to write us a ticket and we'll go pay it later or whenever they're open. So, because remind you, this is 6:30 in the morning, we were going to go watch the sunrise. Well, that was the plan. So, as soon as my husband goes over, he knows Spanish, so he goes and talks to them, right? He goes over, and before I know it, the man's like, no, and gets off his handcuffs. And I'm like, oh my God, babe, I thought you knew Spanish. What did you say? Why are we going to jail? So they're on motorcycles, so they call other cops over with a truck to come by. So we wait for them. They cuff us, put us in the back of the police car, which was a truck. And I'm like freaking out at this point. I'm like, oh my God, I'm a socialite here in Playa del Carmen. These people are gonna see me. So I cover up my face. I have on a freaking bright ass hoodie. We ended up, going to the police station, the tourist police station. And I'm like, well, maybe if I cry, this will work, right? So I start crying, and they're like, no, you can get out, but you guys are gonna have to pay 2,000 pesos. So we're like, all right, cool, take us to the ATM. So I'm like, hey, do you mind taking us to one of the other ATMs, because that's where, my bank is, and they don't charge me an extra fee. They ain't trying to hear all of that. They take us into like this dark alley. They ask us how much money we had on us. We had about 800 pesos. They took that. They made us go to the ATM. They took 2,000 pesos of that, and so they got about 2,800 pesos, okay? They were looking through my phone, making sure, at first I thought they were going to take my phone, because he's like, iPhone, look at her phone. So he looks through my phone, and he's making sure I don't have any footage of the incident, which I thought I was actually recording, but I guess I was not at one point. And they looked through my phone. We paid them the money, and they kicked us out of the police car. So, and all in all, we did get extorted for smoking weed. They told us that it is not, we shouldn't be doing, it's illegal to smoke it on the street. You can smoke it in the privacy of your home, no. So, lesson learned. We know, first of all, I felt like it was a very silly mistake to do that anyway. It's kind of like, who are you? Why would you sit there and be in a different country and walk down the street smoking, So, and then actually, if that happened in the States, it would have been it would have been a much bigger deal. We would have been taken to jail, paid fines, had to get a lawyer. It would have been on our record. So I was actually grateful that it ended the way that it did. I was shaken up. I didn't want to leave the house for a few days after that, but I also learned a very valuable lesson. countries, we know not to mess around. So I hope that somebody can learn from this crazy story of what happened to us here in Mexico, but we're just grateful that it didn't end worse.